Welcome back to the Yes Functional Longevity Podcast. We give you insight on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better. Good afternoon. My name is Chris Porter, best-selling author and owner of Y.E.S Fitness. Just checking my technology here. I'm not sure it's working correctly, but hopefully it is. We're in a rush. Just got back. Some special jury duty, and we just got set up in time, so I'm hoping this is working correctly. Anyway, a little bit of housekeeping. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season. We are back at it. It's January 3rd. Hope everybody's thinking about what they're going to do to get a little fitter, and that's what today's broadcast is about. What is the mixture that you need to improve your life, improve your health span? But before we get started, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you would like a transcript of this broadcast, you can head on over to yesfitnessct.com. Scroll down to the bottom where you see podcast, and you can get its transcript or a timestamp of this broadcast or any of our 228 broadcasts. You can also get this broadcast wherever you listen to your podcast. So let's just get right into this today. What are we going to talk about? We're looking for some helpful exercise hints for your best success in 2023 and beyond. How do we fit exercise into our longevity plan? So, the holidays, talking to a lot of people, what's going on? Exercise always comes up. Not necessarily going to talk about New Year's resolutions, a lot of that out there. We've talked about how we want to create habits, and rather than try to be motivated and make sure that our goals are smart goals. But when it comes specifically to exercise, and when I ask people, what does successful aging mean to you? What do you want the future to look like for you, and how you want to be able to live? People almost always say that they want to be independent. They want to be able to maintain their function. They want to be able to maintain their quality of life. They want to be able to do all those things that they want to be able to do, whether it's just simply being able to get up and move off the couch, up and down their stairs, carry the groceries, playing with grandchildren, or being able to play pickleball, the hot game, right? The new hottest game, pickleball. Or be able to golf, hike, swim, whatever it is. That's generally the answer that I get, that they want to be able to maintain life. It's not just about living longer. It's being able to improve their health span. But what is the right mixture of exercise to maximize that? And we have some studies that we want to talk about that today, okay? Because exercise is more than just a vital component to maintaining optimal health. Regular physical exercise is one of the most impactful lifestyle interventions you can have for longevity. And compared to being inactive, many studies have found that exercise can reduce all-cause mortality by up to 30%. That's a huge number, 30%. Just with some exercise. And it doesn't have to be a lot. And we'll find out today how much you need to do and what could be surprisingly the more important thing to do. And experts claim that the benefits of transforming from a sedentary lifestyle to an active lifestyle is compared to the health differences between smokers and non-smokers. That's how effective exercise is. Just think about that. From not doing anything, and we know, what is it? 80% of Americans don't get the necessary exercise that the CDC is looking for. If they would just be able to do something, just do this little bit that I'm going to talk about, they would be able to reduce the all-cause mortality by up to 30%. Research also suggests that people who stop exercising or fail to exercise throughout their lives experience a heightened risk for disease and morbidity, a heightened risk for mobility loss, and actual overall lower life expectancy. But on the other hand, those adults, those people out there who are exercising regularly are more likely to experience improvements in many areas of health: their mental health, cognitive function, psychological health, their emotional health, their social well being, and so much more. Physical activity, daily physical activity, can reverse specific age related processes in the body. For example, the removal of senescence or zombie cells. Those are the cells you want to get rid of. They occur as we age and they accelerate the aging process. It can help prevent heart disease, cancer, optimize your optimizing your organ health, and it's just all kinds of benefits. We talk about them all the time on here. I'm not going to go through them now, but not all exercise is created equal. And that's what I want to get to today. So what is the optimal exercise regimen for extending the lifespan and promoting long-term health and happiness? And experts in the field continue to research the question, okay? But while they're researching, this is what they have come with so far, the ideal routine, okay? So a new study published in the British Journal of Exercise Medicine found that exercise routine comprised of either aerobic exercise or strength training was associated with a lower risk of health. If you listen to me at all, you would know that already, right? And as a part of this study, what made it a little bit different, as part of this study, researchers evaluated the National Health Interview Survey data from 1997 to 2014. It's a long period of time. The survey participants completed questionnaires regarding the type of physical activity they engaged in, including the level of moderate or vigorous exercise and the number of muscle strengthening exercise sessions they completed weekly. So a long period of time and a lot of people. And after the research adjusted for age, gender, income, education, marital status, and chronic conditions, they wanted to even the playing field. They found that participants who engaged in 1 hour of moderate to vigorous aerobic exercise weekly had a 15% lower mortality risk. So people who did 1 hour of moderate to vigorous aerobic exercise weekly had a 15% lower mortality risk. That's talking about going out and taking a walk, a vigorous walk, but they're moving, right? Further, the findings revealed that participants reduced the risk of mortality by 27% when they did 3 hours of moderate to vigorous exercise, aerobic exercise. So they went from 1 hour where they had a 15% lower risk. They increased it to 3 hours. So they're going for 3 walks a week, right? That decreased it by 27%. But what's really interesting here is something that we tout all the time. The lowest mortality risk was reported in participants who also completed 1 to 2 weekly strength training sessions. Those individuals had a 40% lower mortality risk than those who did not exercise. So you didn't exercise at all, but now you did some cardio, you did some strength training, it bumped it up to 40%. This difference can be compared to the mortality risk between a non-smoker and a person who smokes a half a pack of cigarettes a day. That's a pretty powerful statement right there. The individuals had a 40% lower mortality risk than those who did not exercise. And that difference can be compared to the mortality risk between a non-smoker and a person who smokes a half a pack of cigarettes a day. I had to repeat that because it is powerful. That is a huge statement right there. We all know how bad smoking is for us, but do we realize how important exercise is to us? How unhealthy a lack of activity is. And strength training really boosts your longevity. Strength training is increasingly recognized as an essential component of an effective, healthful exercise regimen. To counter are related progressive reductions of muscular mass. If you don't strength train, you're going to lose muscle mass. Regular strength training can promote muscle strength, support the aging person, their ability to function at a higher level for longer. We've talked about how at age 85, there's such a huge decline in a person's ability to function. And it has to do with muscle mass, not cardiovascular strength, muscle mass. As part of a meta-analysis published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, researchers assessed the direct impact of strength training on longevity. And the study's authors, what the researchers reported was that the most significant reduction in all-cause mortality risk was associated between 30 to 60 minutes of strength training each week. The most significant reduction in all-cause mortality risk was associated with between 30 to 60 minutes of strength training each week, which resulted in 10 to 20% decrease in mortality risk, cardiovascular disease, and cancer. That is how important strength training is. That's why the basis of what we do at Y.E.S Fitness is strength training. Certainly do cardiovascular training, and it is important, as we can see from this study. But strength training is such an important key. That's why I wrote a book on it. That's why I sell programs on it. It is that important if you want to improve your health span. Now, there's much more research that needs to be done to determine the optimal amount of strength training required to reduce all-cause mortality, risk, and things like that. But this is a real start. The most recent studies are just continuing to show this. So the latest research concludes, just to sum this up for you, okay, that aerobic exercise and strength training equal a longer, happier life. And what they've concluded is that significant mortality risk reduction can be achieved with 1 to 3 hours of aerobic exercise in 1 to 2 strength training workouts per week. Now, I'd like to differ with that a little bit. I don't think that one strength training session a week is at all efficient. For those of us who do exercise, we realize that if we lift weights on Monday and we don't lift weights again until next Monday, we are always going to be sore. The adaptations that we're trying to have occur in a strength training session are going to be gone by the next Monday. You need to stack strength training sessions one on top of another, meaning that you need to strength train twice a week. So you lift on Monday, give yourself 48 hours rest. Don't lift again until Wednesday. A good program might be for someone who's over 50 years old. Research is showing that you only need to lift twice. So you lift on Monday and you lift on Thursday. And you come back again on Monday or Tuesday, Friday, or Wednesday, Saturday, something like that. Again, it doesn't have to be a long, drawn out, destroy your body strength training session. We talked about that last time. That, you know what, you can get away with using a little bit higher weights, going higher repetitions sometimes. As long as you're getting fatigued, it's okay to leave 1 or 2 reps in the tank. You don't need to go to failure on every single set. What people aren't realizing about strength training is you don't do what you did when you were a kid. You don't do what you did when we went through the Nautilus circuits years ago. It's so much more advanced than that now. You might think in lifting weights is just lifting weights. Well, it's not, especially when you get to be over 50 years old, even over 40 years old, any age really. But there are certain considerations you need to make for someone that becomes my age. So it's just critical to maintain a consistent schedule. You don't want to do too much. You want to overuse injuries. You want to make sure you have recovery days in there if you're really training hard. But you need to make sure physical activity is a habit. This lifestyle intervention is not only boosting people's lifespan, improving health outcomes, but it's also a significant improved quality of life. Because again, it's not just about how long we live, but it's the quality of the life that we have as we live longer. So I hope this helps you kick off 2023 as you put together a plan on what you want to do to improve your health in the long run. Maybe you don't get out of the gate doing all that right now. Maybe you just get a little cardiovascular and you begin to build on that, create your habits, get to the gym, get to a coaching center. If you have questions, work with a coach, handle that. So if you're looking for a program, if you're looking for some direction, some guidance, maybe you've never lifted weights before in your life, or maybe it's been a long time since you lifted weights. That's what we do down here at Y.E.S Fitness. Give us a call at 860-673-4293. Stop by the facility. Email us at info.yesfitnessct@comcast.net. All this information scrolls across the bottom of the screen, but we're here to help. This is what we do for a living. This is what we've done for a long time now. We are into our 4th decade of this industry. So got a little bit of idea what to do, especially with those people who haven't done anything in a long time, who haven't done anything at all. I want to thank you for listening. Always want to thank you for taking time to listen to what I have to say. I hope this gets you going in the right direction. But you can look for more information from me next Tuesday, where I'm going to help you get some live better. What do we say? Oh, 2023. Get fit, feel younger, and live better. Thanks for watching.